We'll start the class. Please sit straight. Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananaam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahi Kavim Kavinam Upamashravasama Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvanmuktipisita Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Lokashankaram. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudevendra Yogendram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodho Vidiyate. Tattva Bodho Vidiyate. Okay, we will start with a little of revision from the last classes. So we have seen what was Purusharth. Can anybody tell me what was Purusharth? I have unmuted you. What is the definition of Purusharth?
It's the मनुष्य अपने मैं कहूँ
हाँ बोलिए सीमा जी.
मनुष्य अपने जीवन में कुछ प्राप्त करना चाहते हैं उसी को पुरुषार्थ करते हैं उसके लिए हम कोशिश करते हैं कुछ भी प्राप्त करने के लिए.
So the desire, whatever a person entertains, he has some desires and so he tries to gain them. That is called Purusharth. Okay, very good. How many types of Purusharth are there? Somebody else?
Four types of Purusharth.
Okay, okay, 4 types. Well, the first one being?
Artha Purusharth.
Artha Purusharth. Kam Purusharth. And Dharma Purusharth. And Moksha Purusharth. So, what is Artha Purusharth?
Artha Purusharth is
secure ourselves.
To secure ourselves. Very good, Kinki. To secure ourselves. To secure ourselves through material.
Yeah, material.
Through material. Okay. So Can we secure ourselves completely through material? Yes, of course we can secure, but can we secure ourselves fully?
No.
What is the limitation?
It's a limitless.
It is limitless.
Yes, limitless.
When we are securing ourselves with those material, actually we get limited. We get unsecured through those securities. We get bounded by those securities.
Yes.
हम बंध जाते हैं उन securities से. We make a house and we get bound by that house. We purchase a car and we are bound by the car insurance we have to pay. We have to pay for the upkeep of that car, everything. So actually we are securing ourselves, but in the long term, it cannot give us full security. Second one was Kam Purusharth. What is Kam Purusharth?
Desperate to have something in life.
Pleasures.
Pleasure. Yeah.
Pleasures, yes, pleasures. To get some joy at the level of
sense organs.
Sense organs.
sense organs. Very good. At the level of sense organs. At the level of sense organs, at the level of mind, at the level of intellect. All those things that we want to have for some joy from outside. That is called Kam Purusharth. Can Kam Purusharth give us complete joy, full joy all the time? And what are its limitations if we continuously enjoy?
Our intellect destroys, Amma.
Yes, our intellect gets destroyed. Why it gets destroyed, Soma?
Because our desires overpower our intellect.
How? Give me an example.
Like
So
tea,
like-
coffee.
Meenakshi ji?
Addicted to tea, coffee.
Okay. You want
Attachment
to
and
take
addiction.
coffee?
Coffee.
Okay. Oh,
Without
yes.
coffee, I
Any
cannot
drink?
survive.
Yes. Good. Okay, so it has got its own limitations. When we are trying to take enjoyment from outside, that enjoyment that will bind us again. And we'll feel helpless when that thing is not there, because every time we won't have that thing always at our doorsteps. So when we don't have that, at that time, what will we have? We'll have sorrow in our life. So the purpose is not solved again. Okay, now the third one comes Dharma Purusharth. What is Dharma Purusharth?
When we try to control
Yes.
earth, Kam Purusharth through the guiding principles.
Good. So when we are trying to control ourselves through right principles, through the righteousness, on the path of righteousness, that is the Dharma Purusharth. What is the limitation of Dharma Purusharth? Can it take us to the ultimate goal, the Dharma Purusharth? Lakhanji?
Yes, Amma.
It can take? Dharma
Yes,
Purusharth
Amma.
can take?
Yes. Amma.
Yes. Lakhanji?
No, Amma.
नहीं, धर्म पुरुषार्थ भी पूरा नहीं होगा ना.
हाँ, क्यों नहीं होगा?
ये तो खाली अपना स्वयं का ही अपना
कहाँ तक लेके जाएगा? कहाँ तक लेके जाएगा ये?
इसी
What is the
संसार में
ultimate? इस संसार में और बस
सर्वत्र चला जाएगा और क्या?
दूसरे लोकों में.
दूसरे लोकों में लेके जाएगा. जहां तक हम लोगों ने कुछ कमाया हुआ है, हमने गुड एक्शंस किए हुए हैं, वहां तक ये लेके जाएगा. और जब तक फ्रूट रहेगा, जब तक उसका फल रहेगा, तब तक हम लोग उस लोक में रहेंगे. व्हाट इज अ लोक, बाय द वे? लोक किसको कहते हैं हम? व्हाट इज अ लोक?
जो हमारे कर्म के अनुसार मिलता है हमें, लाइक
कर्म के अनुसार तो परिस्थिति भी मिलती है, उसको हम कैसे हम लोक बोलेंगे? व्हाट इज द एग्जैक्ट डेफिनेशन ऑफ लोक? हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हैं। लोक मतलब क्या? अभामा, नारायण जी, लखन जी, सीमा जी।
जिन कर्मों का फल हमको यहाँ इस लोक में नहीं मिलता है, तो कुछ कर्म ऐसे रह जाते हैं जो उनका फल उन लोकों में मिलता है हमको। वो
तो फिर तो
उनको
वही लोक लोक होंगे। इस लोक को हम मर्त्य लोक को भी तो लोक ही बोलते हैं।
कुछ ऐसे कर्म हमारे किए होते हैं जो जिस लोक में अब अभी हैं, इस लोक में हमको
इस
उनका
जन्म
पूरा
में जो ले
नहीं मिलता है, हम उनका फल नहीं भोग सकते हैं यहाँ पर।
उसको लोक बोलते हैं, पर ये भी तो लोक ही है।
एक
अन्य
हायर
लोक
लोक है, लेकिन
हाँ
इस
नारायण जी,
जन्म में पाया है जो हमने।
एक हायर अल्टर में ले जाएगा।
सिर्फ उसी को लोक बोलेंगे। नरक भी तो लोक ही है।
हाँ नरक
हायर
भी लोक है। हाँ
फिर
तो नरक हमारे जैसे कर्म नरक के होंगे तो हम नरक में जाके भोगेंगे।
तो लोक लोक की डेफिनेशन बताए ना।
ओ,
तो
अच्छा।
फिर लोक जो है वो क्या है?
हम इस
सिर्फ
जन्म
हायर
में जो
हाँ।
इस जन्म में जहाँ हम है, जहाँ हमारे कर्म सब कुछ बने हुए हैं, जहाँ हम रह रहे हैं, उसी को हम लोग कहेंगे।
Place.
तो फिर लोक मतलब प्लेस। व्हाट प्लेस? अगर सीमा जी ऐसा हुआ तब तो फिर हम लोग वैकुंठ को लोक नहीं बोल सकते, क्योंकि उसका एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है। स्वर्ग को हम लोक नहीं बोल सकते, उसका एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है। वेदांत जो है वो बहुत डेफिनेशंस में टाइट डेफिनेशंस देता है कि उसके हम इधर उधर बाहर नहीं जा सकते। कोई कुछ बोल रहा था बीच में, मैंने काट दिया शायद। जहां पे हम लोगों को एक्सपीरियंस मिलता है उस चीज को हम लोग बोलते हैं। Wherever we get any type of experience, अनुभव मिलता है, उसी को हम लोग बोलते हैं। वो एक्सपीरियंस गेन करने के लिए ही हम धर्म पुरुषार्थ करते हैं। धर्म पुरुषार्थ करने के बाद में जहाँ वो उसका मैक्सिमम कहाँ तक वो हमको लेके जाएगा, कोई बड़े लोक तक लेके जाएगा, जो जैसे नारायण जी बोल रहे थे, एक बड़े लोक तक लेके जाएगा। वो बड़े लोक तक लेके जाने के बाद जितनी देर तक उस कर्म का फल रहेगा, till that fruit is maintained, we will enjoy that lok, we will enjoy the experiences of that periphery. Again we have to come back to square one. जहां से हम लोग थे वहां पे ही हम लोग आ जाएं। अब अगर बाय चांस जैसे राजा नृग की स्टोरी आती है भागवत में, राजा नृग ने बहुत दान दिया। He gave so much of दान, donation in the form of cows. हम लोग वो बोलते हैं कि मैंने इतने काउ दान में दिए जितने की इस संसार में धूल होगी, धूल के कण होंगे, उतने ज्यादा मैंने गाय दान में दी। पर अल्टीमेटली वो क्या बन गए? वो गिरगिट बन गए। वो गिरगिट बन गए और वो द्वारका के एक कुएं में जाके गिर गए, गिरगिट बन के। तो तब वहां पे उनके जो बच्चे थे, पुत्र पौत्र इत्यादि श्री कृष्ण भगवान के, वो लोग वहां खेलते हुए पहुंचे, उनकी गेंद उस कुएं में गिर गई। They had dropped their ball there. So they wanted to take it out, and while taking it out, they saw a very typical, peculiar type of creature there. तो उन लोगों ने देखा उसको और उन लोग रस्सी डाल डाल के उसको निकालने लगे, but it did not budge. फिर they went to भगवान कृष्ण and they told him everything, and he came and he just touched him. जैसे ही उन्होंने उसको टच किया, वो अपना गिरगिट वाला जो रूप था, कैमेलियन, वो छोड़ के बहुत सुंदर एक देव रूप में सामने आ गई। तब सब लोगों को सुनाने के लिए, दिखाने के लिए भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने उनसे पूछा कि how come you got this this root, this shape, this body? What did you do? And who are you? In this form also, who are you? He knew everything. He wanted us to know. तब उन्होंने बोला, राजा नृग ने कहा कि I was a king and I had donated so millions and millions of cows, innumerable. We cannot keep the count. एक दिन में ही वो कितने करोड़ गाय दान देते थे रोज, ऐसे कितने सालों तक. उस समय होती भी थी और वो तो राजा वगैरह भी थे. एक दिन क्या हुआ, 2 ब्राह्मणों को गाय दी उन्होंने, और अब इतनी सारी गाय, दे आर काउज, एनिमल्स आफ्टर ऑल. एक काउ जो है एक में से दूसरे के ग्रुप में चली गई, और जब ऐसे करके एक में से दूसरे की तरफ चली गई तो वो जो दूसरा वाला है वो आया इनके पास में कि तो मेरी गाय है. ने कहा नहीं, मुझे तो ये राजा ने दी हुई है. तब ये लोग दोनों राजा के पास में गए, नृग के पास में. And they say, it comes in Vishnu Puran, that he made them wait for 3 days. क्योंकि वो भी खुद समझ नहीं पा रहे थे कि हमको यहाँ क्या करना चाहिए. एक को बोला उन्होंने कि you take some other cow, or I will give you 1000 more cows instead of this one cow. You leave this cow. Say no, you have already given it to me. I cannot give it back. This is not called donation. He was adamant on his point. He said no, nothing to it. In this way, 3 days passed. जब 3 दिन हो गए तब जाके उन्होंने कहा कि ठीक है, दोनों का मन मुटाव हो गया था, खराब हो गया, तो इन्होंने भी कुछ किया, इन्होंने किया, उनको सांत्वना देके वापस भेजा. बट बिकॉज दे हैड टू वेट फॉर 3 days एंड दे वर वेरी गुड पीपल, ब्राह्मण लोग थे ये लोग, दैट इज व्हाई व्हाट हैपेंड, द फ्रूट ऑफ बिकमिंग अ chameleon came to him. Okay, so he also, while he was dying, he was given an option. He said either you take the fruit of bad karma fal before or good karma fal. It is your choice. He said no, it doesn't look good that from the good periphery, from the good loka, I am coming to the bad loka. So it's better I finish off this bad prarabdha of myself and then I go to the better. So in this way, he first exhausted his prarabdha of becoming a chameleon, and afterwards then he that is why that celestial body was there. When he came in the form of a dev there, he was going to enjoy the bigger lokas, the higher lokas. So this way we get the fruit of whatever we are. We have mixed fruits. Here we make some mixed fruits. We have to go to either some loka or in this body only, or maybe some other yoni we will get. In this way, we get the karma phal, whatever we are doing, we get the karma phal of that, either in some other loka or in this loka. What is a loka? A lok means where we get the experience. The periphery of that experience is experience wherever, that is called loka. In your mind only, you can have your separate loka. When we are hallucinating, we are having some separate loka. When we are doing meditation, we go into another loka. When a devotee is talking to his Lord, he goes into his another loka. Why? Because there are certain sets of experiences there. That is why it is called loka. Okay, so this was our dharma purushartha. Now, after dharma purushartha we come to moksha purushartha. What is moksha purushartha now? Come on, fast. What is moksha purushartha? How do we go to moksha purushartha from dharma purushartha? Shubhashish. He hasn't answered yet. Shoma.
Amma, it is the ultimate goal of Purusharth. And after surpassing through all the Purusharths, we go towards the Moksha Purusharth. And
why does this come?
When we cross the level of Dharma Purusharth and we reach that loka, that's when it comes.
Anybody can explain more, Sonia?
So this is the, yeah, as she said, it's the ultimate purpose of our life, the last purpose, that is moksha. So once he has completed all the artha, kama and dharma, and that such a person, once he has fulfilled all his duties, such a person becomes a very quiet person, and he has got more curiosity. He wants to know more things about God. He wants to know about his life, about the Brahman and everything. So then he starts drifting towards that, and he wants to answer to all his questions.
Yes. How does this questioning personality come? Can anybody tell me? How does this questioning personality come? The Jigyasu, how does it come? After which Purusharth it comes? Does it come by enjoying? Does it come through Artha? And how
No.
does it come?
After dharma.
After Dharma, what happens?
Antakaran Shuddhi.
Antakaran Shuddhi. Very good. So Antakaran Shuddhi happens, and after the Antakaran Shuddhi, what does Antakaran Shuddhi mean, Mitali?
अंतःकरण शुद्धि मतलब
Shuddhi matlab?
शुद्धि
His
मतलब
mind
हम
clear of all the desires, and पूरा
Yes.
उसका मन साफ हो गया है. Everything is
Yes.
clear. Doesn't have any anger, hatred, or any this thing against anybody. It's totally clean. So then that's when he wants
How does it happen?
through dharma purusharth, after doing lot of religious activities or.
But how, what thought comes after which he tries to leave all these negativities?
Amma Shravanam.
What thought comes in ourselves? What thought comes in us? हाँ
मैं कोशिश करूँ एक बार.
हाँ बोलो ना सुभाषी.
तो जब धर्म पुरुषार्थ हम उसके बाद जब मोक्ष पुरुषार्थ में जिज्ञासु वृत्ति जब होता है तो अपने अंदर में हम सोचते हैं कि हम हमारे पूर्व जन्म में हम क्या थे, इस जन्म का हमारा पर्पस क्या है और हम क्या क्या कर सकते, मतलब कि हम अपने आप को मतलब कि ईश्वर को समर्पण मतलब
नहीं, मेरा क्वेश्चन क्या है सुनो, मेरा क्वेश्चन है हम नेगेटिविटीज को कब छोड़ते हैं? मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि हम जैसे अभी सोमा ने बताया कि वो क्लीन हो जाता है, बिल्कुल ये सोनिया ने बताया कि क्लीन हो जाता है वो, तो उसका सब राग द्वेष इत्यादि सब चला जाता है. तो क्यों छोड़ेगा कोई? क्योंकि देखो किसी भी नेगेटिविटी में भी आनंद है. हमें क्रोध करने पर आनंद आता है तभी हम क्रोध करते हैं. अगर उसके बाद में हमें दुख होगा तो हमें अरे मैंने ही आंसर दे दिया, अब तो तुम लोग पकड़ लो.
नहीं,
अगर
वो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन आ जाता है बिटवीन परमानेंट एंड इम्परमानेंट की.
नहीं पकड़ पाई सोनिया, और किसी ने पकड़ा?
It's when we feel that this is a never ending process, ये होता ही रहेगा, मतलब we will feel always कि karma आएगा and all will happen, and one moment in a
दुख
life
आएगा किंकी, दुख आएगा.
तो एक मोमेंट में ऐसा आएगा लाइफ में कि this is everything is enough now and I should reach the goal, the destination of our life, why we are here and what to do next. Like बाकी तो सब है, होता रहेगा, but to reach our ultimate goal in our life. So when the thought comes that why we are here and what to do, so
you are talking about the moksha purusharth like Subhashish. Why do we leave all these things? Why do we leave the negativities? Only because it troubles us. This is the answer. Only because it troubles us, we leave. And when we get troubled, when we get on the path of thinking that this is the troublemaker, I got angry and that is why this situation has come. If I wouldn't have got angry, then this person would have been better with me. Earlier he was better. So it is this anger who has brought me, or it has put me into a soup. And that is why I have to take myself out of this situation through taking out the anger, through taking out jealousy. This jealousy is creating a problem. This attachment is creating a problem. all the negatives, when they start creating a problem, and I start to look at those troubles, look at those problems as problems, actually we are very, very relaxed with the problems at the moment. And that is why that adhikaritva, the next topic, the adhikaritva does not come. We feel this is a part and parcel of life. No, this is not. We are meant for the higher, we are meant for the higher bliss. We are meant always at all times to remain joyous, joyful, blissful. But we feel that it is all right. This is a part and parcel of life. This is a part of my prarabdha. So this is so that is why I have to undergo all these things. No, I have a choice whether to let that prarabdha come into me or not. Because this person now, he starts gaining understanding. Because now to your answer, Kinki and Shubhashish, because he has got Antakaran Shuddhi, now he starts understanding better. He has got a better vision. He has changed his specs. The glass number has changed now. And that is why he has a better vision. Now he will go back and become a Jigyasu. And then after becoming a Jigyasu, he will try to find out from where can I get this knowledge. And then he comes to Moksha Purushartha. Okay, so we have covered these four. After that we saw that Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji is here telling us that I'm going to tell you. No. After that was Anubandh Chatushtay. Anubandh Chatushtay has got 4 points. First one being
Adhikari.
Adhikaritva.
Adhikari. Define Adhikari.
अर्थी समर्थी विद्वान शास्त्रेण अविपर्युदस्तः.
Very good. Arthi means what?
अर्थी की desire, इच्छा.
Ichha, desirous. He has got a desire. Arthi samarthi means what?
योग्यता.
Yogyata. He has got the capacity also. Then Vidwan, he's got some basic knowledge. And Shastrena Viparyudastaha means it is not against the, it is not opposing the Shastra. Very good. Okay, so Adhikari, to give one example of all, only of Adhikaritva. Any mundane example, any worldly example of who is an Adhikari?
A person is adhika. A person can drive a car only when he is above 18 years.
Oh, okay, very good. Okay, now we come to second one is Vishaya. What is Vishaya? The text, the subject. Very good. Third one is Prayojan. What is the Prayojan?
The purpose for which we are doing the thing.
Yes, the purpose. So what is the purpose of our studying Tattva Bodh?
Atyantik dukh nivritti paramananda prapti.
Okay, remember this sentence. Okay, so we need to completely annihilate the sorrows and get the permanent bliss. Atyantik dukh nivritti and paramananda prapti. Sambandha. What is sambandha?
The relation between the three Adhikari.
The three relation. Okay. Yes. And what is the sambandha with this text for us?
Bodhe bodhak sambandh.
Good. Bodhe bodhak sambandh. Very good. Okay. So now after this, we had seen sadhan chatushtay sampanna adhikarina moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyama. Now he is going to tell us sadhan chatushtay. These are the fourfold wealth that a adhikari should have. Now this here, the first chapter, the name of the first chapter is Adhikari Prakaran. First chapter's name, where in your books there is written the fourfold qualification. You can name that chapter as Adhikari Prakaran. So who's the adhikari has been told, or the wealth that the adhikari should have in himself. Okay. So first sadhan chatushtaya kim nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. First one was vivek. What is vivek? Which dhatu is used in vivek?
Vichak dhatu.
Yeah. What does it mean? Which dhatu? Vichak dhatu. What does it mean?
Separating.
To separate. Yes, very good. To separate. To separate what? Here, what does it mean to separate what from what?
Nitya Anitya.
Nitya, Nitya, Satya, Mithya. Okay, so we are separating it. What is the need of separation? What is the need for separation? He must be we are all very happy outside. What is the need for us to separate? Let us take an example, our personal example. What is the need to separate everything? We are very happy here. Everything is going as per my demands, as per my plans and all. We don't need to separate anything. Do we need to separate? Shurjotapa is listening intently. Sir, first class. Okay. Do we need to separate? When a person has got the experience that there is something called changing and there's something called unchanging. When he comes to a position, when he starts thinking that all my experiences from the morning till night are changing, and I have an enjoyer that is changing inside me. I don't want to have a changing seat in my life. I want a permanent seat in my life. At that time, he starts thinking, at that time, he starts separating the enjoyers from himself. He feels that there is a person, there is a witness that is witnessing all the changing enjoyers. Remember, I had given you the example. In the morning, there's another doer, there's another enjoyer. I want tea in the morning. After that, a breakfast enjoyer comes. After that, maybe office goer comes. After that, maybe lunch enjoyer comes. Similarly, all those, but there's somebody who's not changing, who's remembering each and every enjoyer. This person who's a sadhak, this person who's an adhikari, he tries to separate those enjoyers. That there's one enjoyer that has come and that has gone. But there is another enjoyer that is permanent, that does not go, that is fixed, that is unchanging. So I have to take my attention from that changing enjoyer. But what is the purpose of taking your attention from changing to unchanging? What is the purpose? We are very happy with the changing enjoyers. What is the purpose? Think. Do we really need to shift our attention from changing to unchanging? The world is so nice outside. It gives me everything. It can give me any edible. It can give me clothes. It can give me nice things to smell. Fragrance is there. It can give me many things to see, touch, etc. All the five sense organs have their own area where they can work and they can have their own enjoyments. Why do I need to shift that attention from the changing to the unchanging? Do I really need to change that?
Because that joy is not permanent. That happiness that comes from all these things is not permanent. It doesn't stay forever.
Very good. Very good. Who will tell this? That adhikari. Who will tell this? That jigyasu, who has come to this position after a lot of churning. So a person who is a jigyasu will have this question, that I need to separate this because this joy is not permanent. These are all changing joys. I don't want something impermanent. I don't want something changing, because till I am on a changing boat, I have to face the sorrows, face the challenges. This body is also not permanent. I have been changing my bodies since so many births. We feel that this body is mine, but this body will leave us first. This body won't be with us. Our body, when we were in the womb of our mother, where is it? After that, then when we became toddlers, where is that body? After when we started going to school, where is that body? After that, when we went to college, where is that body? This body also, now we have come to certain age. After that, again, we'll go to the middle age. After that, old age, and then we'll leave this body. Where's that body? Gone. So in this way, this body is also not ours, but we feel that this is our permanent residence. This body, we have this for eternity. This is not the real case. And when this person, this jigyasu, this adhikari starts thinking like that, that I want something permanent in my life, then he starts, which dhatu, vivek, he starts doing, starts separating. Okay. And then we will come to our next level, that is called Viraga. What is Viraga? Okay, now Mitali, can you just share the screen for Nitya Vastu Vivekaha? So I can give you the word meaning and then we will go to Viraga. Sadhan Chatushtaikim Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Then Ihamutra Phala Bhoga Viragaha Shamadishat Sampattihi. Then Mumukshutvam Cheti. Then Vivekaha. Okay. Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Kaha. What is Nitya and Anitya Vastu Vivek? The question is here. It has been given in the form of question and answer. So Shankaracharya Bhagavan is giving the question. What is Nitya Vastu Viveka? Kaha. What is it? So he only gives the answer. He says Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. What is that Nitya Vastu? What is that eternal Vastu that does not change? That is only the Brahman. Tat Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Apart from that Brahman, whatever you see, that comes in the periphery of Anitya. That will change, that will keep on changing. I am eva Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. This separation of Nitya and the Anitya Vastu is called Vivek. That we are separating the Nitya Vastu from the Anitya. Nitya is what? Brahman. Only that Brahman. You can name that Brahman as Atma. You can name that Brahman anything. Power, truth, energy, whatever. Separating that thing from the Anitya, from that changing, from everything that is changing in the world, that is called Vivekaha. I am eva Vivekaha. I am eva Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Okay, now we come to, any doubt in this? Anybody has any doubt in this? Otherwise, we'll go ahead. So now comes Viragaha Kaha. Then next question, he puts this Viragaha Kaha. What is Virag? What is dispassion? Now here he gives the answer as Iha Swarga Bhogeshu Ichha Rahityam. You have to learn all these definitions. And we will repeat it so many times, we'll automatically that will get by hearted. Iha Swarga Bhogeshu Ichha Rahityam. What is Vairagya? What is dispassion? Dispassion means, Iha means here in this world, Asmin Loke. Asmin Loke, wherever we are placed just now, in the Martilok. During our lives, this life, Iha and Swarga Bhogeshu. Swarga Bhogeshu means Swarga is a different periphery. After the death, wherever we go, there, I mean, whatever fruits of action we'll get, absence of desire to enjoy something here as well as in the Swarga. Wherever, I mean, Swarga can have a bigger meaning, bigger periphery. We can go to Brahmalok, we can go to Vaikuntha-lok, we can go to Saket-lok. There are so many various different lokas of experiences. So wherever apart from this body or in this body, wherever absence of desire, that is called dispassion. Okay, now we will come to, you can remove this, we'll come to the explanation of this. Viragaha. Okay, now here we need to understand that what is Rag first. To explain, to come to a proper understanding for Vairagya, we need to understand what is Rag. So what is Rag actually? Rag means attachment. Rag means, and how desire. Rag means attachment to some joy, So how does this desire come? When we are attached to something that gives us joy. So it has got two components, desire plus joy, joy-giving capacity. Desire, not only desire, it has got the capacity to give me joy also. Whenever these two things meet, there automatically rag happens, automatically attachment happens. If we have a person staying with us who gives me a lot of attention, who gives me a lot of love, who gives me a lot of care, automatically what will happen? My desire to be with that person will increase automatically. Why? Because there is a tinge of joy plus desire in me. Why is that desire? Because there is an emptiness in me. Without that emptiness, I won't have desire to fulfill that thing, fulfill that joy. Taking joy only means that I am incomplete somewhere inside. And I want to complete myself from the joy that will be given to me from that object. Okay, so rag means two things: desire with the capacity of giving me joy or fulfillment. If that does not have, like if somebody does not like spices, he won't desire it. Or somebody has got diabetes, he knows that if he takes sugar or sweet things more, that will trouble him, so that he won't have attachment to that, isn't it? So in this way, whatever thing troubles me, then automatically my rag won't be there. But if that thing does not trouble me, if that thing gives me enjoyment, then my desire increases. Okay, so if and what are the other things that come up automatically? Suppose I have rag. Suppose I take example of a person, say a person called Ramu. Ramu loves Rosie. Yeah, Ramu loves Rosie. Now, he has got a desire for Rosie, Ramu. Now that Rosie, she's a very loving girl. Now she is always after Ramu. She will always ask him if you need this, need that. Okay, fine. Now his desire for her will start increasing. That is very natural. Okay. What happens now? There's another person called Joseph. He comes in picture. And he also goes after Rosie. And he will ask her if you want to come there with me. She says, yeah, it's fine. And this Ramu will look at Rosie that she's going with that another guy. What emotion will come up now?
Dvesh.
Dvesh. So after Dvesh has come up. Now if Rosie starts liking Joseph more, what will happen? What will be the emotion of Ramu against Rosie as well as against Joseph? There will be anger also.
Anger, betrayal.
Yes, everything. So if the desire is obstructed, if my desire is obstructed, obstructed desire is called anger. Wherever I'm not allowed to do something, anger will automatically come. I'm not allowed to do something. I like to have, suppose I like to have salt. Salty food, salt. And I also, these people here don't give me proper salt. And I add salt on my dishes. And people tell me, नहीं अम्मा कच्चा नमक नहीं खाना चाहिए ऐसे. ये हेल्थ के लिए बहुत खराब होता है. नमक थोड़ा कम ही खाना चाहिए. As soon as my desire is obstructed, I get angry. So obstructed desire, that's what Gurudev used to say. And obstructed desire is called anger. So this one emotion of desire plus having joy for me, for myself, will give birth to so many other emotions, negative emotions. This is called Raag. This is called attachment. How did it come up? It came up only because I felt that somewhere in myself I was empty. And that Rosie could complete me. That Ramu used to feel that Rosie can complete me. Why? Because I myself don't have enough joy within myself. It is only that joy through Rosie that will complete me or give me complete bliss. And that is why I want that object. I want Rosie in my life. Does not know Rosie has got thorns also. Okay. And one more thing is there. Apart from this, there is one ahankar also that comes up that says that Rosie is mine. Ahankar is not that pride ahankar. This ahankar, it will come in front and jump in front and will say that this person belongs to me. This object, you can change that Rosie with all the other things that you have desired for. It may be food, it may be clothes, it may be anything other, it may be any situation outside that will give you joy. So when that situation, that person, that object is obstructed, all the other things also come up. And when we have got that thing, a person, a vritti, a thought that will possess that thing comes up, that is called ahankar. The possessor, it will call that is called ahankar. They are all interwoven together, all very intricately interwoven. We can't discriminate between those. Once it starts coming up, then we come to know, oh, I had this thought also inside me. Oh, I felt that I don't have dvesh at all. Jealousy, I cannot feel. Now I know about myself that I have this emotion also in me. Okay, so this is called Raag. So when the Sukhakar Vritti, I want joy from outside, I want joy from any outside object, the Sukhakar Vritti, I put an outside object and I taste it, that is called Raag. Stronger is that Sukhakar Vritti. I'm always in a hurry to fulfill it. Supratim?
Amma, can you please repeat this again? Sukhakar Vritti Raag.
Sukhakar Vritti is what? Sukhakar Vritti is, I only forgot what I was saying. Sukhakar Vritti is taking joy from that object to fulfill myself. To fulfill myself, because I am empty right now. I don't have any joy in myself. So what does that Sukhakar Vritti do? That joy giving capacity in that object. I feel that that joy is actually completing me. I am empty. So that Sukhakar Vritti, when that the Sukhakar Vritti is more, I am in a hurry to go to that object, to bring that object to myself. If that Sukhakar Vritti is not that much, if my desire is not that much, yeah, Amma, do you want momos? Yeah, it's fine. Even if you bring momo, or even if you don't bring momo, it's fine. It's fine. But something other than momos, God, can we take another example? Tomato. Bilahi. That I need just now. Why? Because I have to make something. I have to make soup. Without soup, I'm incomplete. I will be in a soup. So when I am in a, when that Sukhakar vritti is too big, I am in a hurry to complete that Sukha, to come to rush to that object, to bring that object to myself. But when that desire is very feeble, it's not so intense, then that thing may or may not come to me. I'm not very affected by it. So Vairagya, what does it do? It, because this rag makes me cross all the limits. When I'm not able to get it, it will make me cross all the limits. Look at Ravan, how he was. Vibhishan says, hit anahit manahu ripuprita. Hit anahit manahu ripuprita. When this rag comes, when this attachment, it blindfolds us. We are not able to discriminate. We feel whatever is good for us, that is, people will keep on telling, this is not good for you, don't do that, don't go on that path. But I don't listen. People will tell me that this is not your friend, that will become your enemy later on. But I am blindfolded now. I don't understand. I don't want to hear those people now who are opposing me. They only become my enemies. This only happens when generally people go for their boyfriends and girlfriends, and they are facing problems in their house. Everybody who's opposing becomes my biggest enemy in this world, because I have that object in my mind that will give me complete joy. Without that joy, I am nothing. I'm blindfolded at that time. Okay, so who's the main culprit? Main culprit is that empty aham inside me. There's one empty vessel inside me that feels that I am incomplete. And when will I get completed? Only when that thing comes to me. I have assumed to myself that I'm empty. I've assumed myself. Okay, so this Vivek only will lead us to Vairagya. How will it lead to Vairagya? When he will again separate the right from the wrong, when we'll separate the truth from the false, at that time only he will come to dispassion, he will come to Vairagya, that no, this is a false thing. I have all the joys in myself. I put my joy, the bliss that is inside me, I put in the object and I taste my own joy. I'm repeating it again. What is the joy that I'm taking it from outside? That is my joy. The joy of the self. That joy of the self, I sprinkle it on that thing. If I'm enjoying a momo, what am I doing? I'm enjoying the joy of that self. I have sprinkled the joy of that self on that momo, and then I'm eating it. So am I actually eating the momo? No. I'm eating my joy. I am tasting my joy only, the joy of the self. Similarly, if I'm cuddling my small baby, my little child, oh, you are a bundle of joys. What is that bundle of joy? That is the joy inside me I have put on my baby, and then I'm enjoying that. That baby does not have joy. Otherwise, that joy won't go. That joy will be permanent. Okay, tell me, anything in this world, does it have joy?
Temporarily.
How will you prove it?
Because for example, in case of people or objects, all of this will go away. It will not stay permanent. I'm this, if I'm this body, my body won't stay permanent. So I can't give joy to people for eternity.
Okay. Which mithai do you like the most?
All of the mithais.
Okay, when you come next time, I'll feed you rasgulla. Okay. Okay. Now, but for now, suppose you imagine you came here, you like rasgullas a lot. I gave you a full bowl of rasgullas that had 25 rasgullas in that. 24, okay. 24 rasgullas in that. A full bowl. And nice, soft, fresh rasgullas. Okay. I'm feeding you. He said, Amma, thank you so much. Last time you had promised me a new year, you brought so many rasgullas. I said, no, Supratim, I love you so much. Come on, now have this. This bowl, the whole thing is for you. I said, what? No, it's fine. I can take only one or two. No. You love me so much and you love rasgullas also. I am feeding you rasgullas. Have it. So you took two and you had it. Slowly, you're eating. I'm sitting in front of you. I'm feeding you. Okay, so 2 rasgullas gone. After that, again, I serve you another rasgulla. So, Amma, bas, I don't want more. So, why? You like rasgullas so much. And you were waiting since so long for rasgullas. Have one more. Okay, now don't tell me to have another one. Okay, I'm eating this. Then you had that also. After that, Vitali came. Vitali came in picture. Amma, I also want to feed Supratim. So she also came. Now he's looking at me. Amma, I can't have this anymore. I said, no, see, Vitali has given you with so much of love. You should have it. And this is all prasad. You cannot leave it like that. Here, whatever is served is prasad only. And then you had. Then Shubhashish came from behind. Shubhashish said, you had from Amma's hand. You had from Mitali's hand. How can you leave me? I'm also going to give you one rasgulla. Now tell me, that joy in that first rasgulla, how you enjoyed that rasgulla, how we were looking at Bhagwan, how we were looking at that rasgulla, how we were enjoying each and every bite, each and every moment. And the 6th rasgulla that you're having. Or maybe if your diet is nice, good, appetite is good, maybe that 16th or 17th rasgulla. If the joy is in that rasgulla, then the joy that I had in the first rasgulla should continue to be in that 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th rasgulla also. It should not change. Because that is the good, that is the characteristic of that rasgulla. Then it should be there. I can see that rasgulla there. So the joy also should be there. But it does not happen. When I want to sleep and I love somebody, suppose I love you, and you came here and you said, Amma, and I'm sleeping. Knock, Amma. At that time, my Rudra avatar, my Kali avatar will come in front of you. So, what happened? You have got no time to come. Why didn't you tell me before? I was going to sleep. But Amma, you said you love me. Yes, I know I love you. But this is not the right time. Any person in this world, whosoever you love dearly, that person you cannot love all the time as you love him or her. All the time, same standard of the same level of love. It's not possible. That person does not have that joy. You are putting your joy in that person and tasting your own joy. For anything in this world that gives me joy, actually, I am putting that joy, my joy inside on that object, and then I'm tasting. You can multiply the examples. And this is the reason why anything outside cannot give me permanent joy. It depends on my mind. It depends on my temperament, moods, whether that joy, that object will give me joy at that moment or not.
Amma, yes. There is this question. The question which is coming in my mind is that if we put our joy in other external objects and derive that same joy, then why do we feel upset? Why do we feel seized out of joy when that object doesn't exist?
This
when
because
that
of
object
ignorance.
doesn't fulfill. Okay.
That's because of ignorance. That's because of ignorance. Because I'm ignorant of my joy. Because I'm ignorant of the joy that is there inside me. I thought that something from outside can complete me. Actually, I'm complete in my own, on my own. I don't need anything to make myself complete. But I don't know that at present. And that is why I run after outside objects so that that can give me joy. And in that running, I forget myself. That is due to ignorance. Complete ignorance. You understood, Supratim?
Yes, Amma. Then why do we say that ignorance doesn't exist if it is causing us grief?
That grief is also not permanent, isn't it? Otherwise, it would be real. It would be always there. If it was real, that ignorance, that grief, everything impermanent, that goes away. How can it be real? The real thing won't leave you at all. Whatever is in this periphery, that will leave. That is temporary. Even the grief is temporary. The ignorance is creating grief. That grief is also temporary. It is for some time, it will go away. What is Satya? Satya is Trikalatishtati. All the time, present, past, and future, it will always be there. It does not destroy. It is always there. Okay, so this ignorance is creating grief in me. That is why whatever comes from ignorance, the whole generation, the whole progeny of ignorance is impermanent. How do you know that is impermanent? Because grief also goes away. I am not permanently grieving. I'm not permanently sad. And that is not my nature because I want to get away from that grief. If it was my nature is what? That is permanent. My nature is joy because I want joy every time, all the time, from all people. Isn't it? So that grief also is a part of impermanent, temporary, because it also goes away. It is not there for all the time, permanent.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, Amma.
So in this way, Vivek will lead us to Vairagya. When one continuously does Vivek, when he discriminates like this, he will start coming to Vairagya, that everything here, whatever after joy, I am running after all these things, but permanent joy I already have. See, all these things, whatever we are learning here, is not to make you coward, not to make you run from life, not to make you run from challenges. This is so that you become more empowered, so that you know yourself and you then dive into the world and you achieve whatever your goals are. But remember that the goal should not be from the world. That can be your temporary goal. The world can be a temporary goal, but not a permanent goal, because it is not permanent in itself. The joy that it is giving us cannot be permanent. That permanent joy that you're going for, that has to be yourself only, or Bhagwan only, or Guru only. Apart from these three, you cannot have another goal in your life. Permanent goal. Temporary goals, yes, you can go and you can play. That's a playground open for you. These are all challenges. The challenges will come in life. These things will empower you, that you have to have Vivek Shakti. You have to have that sense of discrimination when you go out and work. When people will dishonor you, when people will not praise you, criticize you, backbite you, at that time you can separate this with your Vivek. That no, all this is impermanent. I am going for something permanent. I have to rise over all these things. The joy that I have inside, nobody can take from myself. Okay, so this Vivek will take us to Vairagya. Our Vivek, non-thinking, will take us to Rag, attachment. Okay, so today we stop here. But attachment, attachment to good, if we come to a conclusion that we should not get attached, but our mind needs something, mind needs rust, it needs enjoyment. So when my mind needs rust, it is better that I get attached to something higher. I get attached to the sadhus, mahatmas who can uplift me from this world. Whenever I get sad, I can go to them for knowledge. I can go to empty myself. I can go and surrender myself there, and they can uplift me. Okay, like when we are cutting the jackfruit, katahal, and when we are cutting bhindi. Okay, can you make out the difference? This bhindi, after we cut bhindi, just when we wash with water, it goes away. Our hands become sticky, but it goes away just with water. But with the jackfruit, with the katahal, it won't go. You have to wash it nicely. Either you apply oil before cutting it, then you have to wash it with soap. Similarly, if we get attached to the world, that is like becoming attached, cutting the katahal. It is not, it won't go easily without that oil. But here, if you are attaching yourself to a sadhu, to a higher, to a person who can uplift you, who has got knowledge in him, at that time, that attachment will always automatically go away in time. Because that person will not make you attached to himself or herself. He will make you attached to something higher in you. So even if we are trying to get attached somewhere, we should try to find a better alternate for attachment. Otherwise, all our energy, all our time will get drained out easily. Okay, so we stop here and then we will continue from here. Next topic is Viraga ka ichha Rahitya. Then Shamadhi Sadhana Sampatti ka. We'll start from here. Six-fold wealth. So first was Sadhan Chatushtay. Sadhan Chatushtay is Vivek, Vairagya, Shamadhi, Sampatti, and Moksha. I hope you're getting that. So the fourfold wealth was Vivek first, Vairagya second, Shamadhi, Sampatti third, Mokshatva fourth. And in that, we have seen Vivek, we have seen Vairagya. Now we will see Shamadhi, Sadhana, Sampatti. This is six-fold qualifications. Under this, six things come. What are those things? We will see tomorrow. Okay, anybody has any question?
No, Amma.
You're not well. That's why no questions today.
Yes, Amma, I'm not feeling actually well. Sorry,
Okay, get well soon.
इसके लिए थोड़ा late हो गया. But I will join on time tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Let me stop the recording, then I'll talk to you all. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.